Good day and welcome back. If you're just joining us, what you're about to hear may sound like a routine exchange in a congressional hearing, but beneath the formal language is a much bigger question about power, accountability, and who really benefits when administrations change. Before we get into it, take a moment to subscribe to the channel. These hearings move fast, and we break them down so you do not have to watch hours of footage to understand what actually matters.
Says rule of decorum. And I'd like to remind everybody to respect the 5-minute rule. And having been a witness before Congress before in my executive branch days, it is important to note that our members can spend their 5 minutes and never ask a question or not. It's their 5 minutes. So let's try to be mutually respectful of each other. And I now recognize the gentleman from Massachusetts, the ranking member of our Digital Assets, Financial Technology, and Artificial Intelligence Subcommittee, Mr. Lynch, Massachusetts, 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Secretary, based on early reports, and this is an analysis done by Public Citizen and subsequent news reports, when the Trump administration came into office, they immediately took steps to either halt, dismiss, or roll back over 100 enforcement actions and investigations against corporations in its first 2 months in office, with a very heavy concentration on financial services, consumer protection, and cryptocurrency, totaling over $3.1 billion in potential penalties avoided. Now, as a member of the Financial Services Oversight Council, is that a concern that you have raised within the council, all these immediate dismissals of cases against financial services firms?
Well, I think the Biden administration had an extinction.
Sir, please be responsive to my question.
I am trying, sir, and this back and forth is just eating your time, that the Biden administration had an extinction policy for crypto
This
assets.
is when Trump came into office. I'm going to go to the next question because your answers aren't, Mr. Chairman, the answers have to be responsive if we're going to have a serious hearing here.
Well, the questions have to be serious.
Well, those are 100 dismissals of cases that the Trump administration came in and executed in their first weeks in office, like that. All of a sudden, all these crypto cases went away. The SEC was dropping cases. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau dropping cases. And
well, sir,
look, you're on FSOC with all the heads of these agencies. This should be a serious question to you. Trust should be a serious question and a serious issue for the financial services industry, especially as the Secretary of the Treasury. Well, that's an important. No, this is my time. I haven't asked any more questions. I haven't asked you any more questions,
It's the gentleman from Massachusetts.
I'm trying to get to my next question.
Could you speak a little louder? I can't hear you.
Yeah, okay. I might.
Mr. Secretary, let Mr. Lynch proceed with his time. Put 4 seconds back on the clock, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Mr. Lynch.
I just want to do a comparison of the FSOC reports. Let's go back to 2024, and then we'll talk about the current report. In the previous report, the members of FSOC expressed serious concerns related to potential risk to financial stability regarding the lack of explainability and high complexity of AI and the approaches that have a potential to heighten financial instability, especially in the areas of bias and discrimination in credit decisions. That was in 2024. Your report in 2025 focuses on removing regulatory impediments. So in 2024, we were concerned about consumer protections, and now, under your leadership, we're concerned with eliminating regulatory impediments. The dangers, and that was a report during a time where the chairman and I were co-chairs of an AI task force. Those dangers haven't gone away in reality. Those dangers are still as severe for the American consumer, but they are absent from FSOC's report. So it's obviously you've eliminated or dropped that priority as an issue for FSOC. So can you explain the change from protecting the consumer and now eliminating regulations?
We are charged with financial stability, and we are focused on leveraging AI strength in the financial system resilience, but with economic growth and a security lens.
On the issue of explainability, any concern about that in the use of AI in the financial services industry?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
The issue of explainability, how when people apply for credit and are denied, we don't have the ability for AI to explain why they were denied. Is that a concern? I mean, we are talking about the trust within the financial services industry.
It could be a concern, but we don't view it as a priority for financial stability.
That's the truth. That's the truth. Okay, Mr. Chairman, I'll yield back. Thank you.
Gentlemen,
At a Treasury Department hearing, Scott Bessent is appearing before lawmakers, and right from the start, the chair reminds everyone of the rules of decorum. 5 minutes per member. They can use it however they want, even if they never ask a question at all. It sounds procedural, but it sets the stage for what comes next, because when Congressman Stephen Lynch of Massachusetts gets his 5 minutes, he uses every second of it. Lynch is not asking about theory or future plans. He goes straight to numbers, reports, and real-world consequences. He cites early analysis from Public Citizen and subsequent reporting that suggests that during the first 2 months of the Trump administration, more than 100 enforcement actions and investigations against corporations were either halted, dismissed, or rolled back. According to those reports, the concentration was especially heavy in financial services, consumer protection, and cryptocurrency. The estimated value of the penalties avoided, more than $3.1 billion. That number matters, and it matters for more than just budget math. Enforcement actions are not abstract paperwork exercises. They are often the final step after regulators believe laws were broken, consumers were harmed, or markets were manipulated. When those cases disappear, the signal it sends to industry can be just as important as the money involved. If you're finding this breakdown helpful, subscribe now. We focus on explaining what these moments actually mean, not just replaying the clips. This is where the exchange becomes more than partisan sparring. The issue is not just whether enforcement actions were dropped, but whether the government's watchdogs are actively discussing the long-term consequences of pulling back regulatory pressure all at once. History shows that periods of lax oversight often look harmless at first, until they don't. The 2008 financial crisis did not come out of nowhere. It followed years of deregulation and the belief that markets could police themselves. Cryptocurrency adds another layer here. The crypto industry has grown rapidly, often faster than the rules meant to govern it. When enforcement actions in that space are paused or dismissed, critics worry it creates a regulatory vacuum, one where bad actors can operate with little fear of consequence while everyday investors take on the risk. Before we continue, make sure you're subscribed. These are the kinds of details that rarely make it into headlines, but shape policy in very real ways. What Lynch is really asking is whether there is an internal alarm bell going off. Is anyone at the highest levels of financial oversight saying, "Slow down, what does this mean for market integrity, for consumer trust, for systemic risk?" Or is the council treating these dismissals as routine administrative decisions with no broader implications?